What if I told you your cat has been apologizing to you, maybe even right now, and you've been ignoring every single one of those apologies? Not because you're a bad pet owner, but because we were never taught to listen. Today, I'm revealing 10 hidden signals your cat uses to say, "I'm sorry," backed by actual science. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you will never look at your cat the same way again. Oh, and stay until number 10, because number 10, most people interpret it completely backwards, and it's actually costing them their cat's trust. Let's go. Welcome back, everyone. If you're new here, this channel is all about understanding the animals we share our homes and our hearts with. Hit subscribe so you never miss one of these deep dives. Now, cats. We've been told for decades that cats are aloof, selfish, indifferent, that they don't care about our feelings. That is wrong, and science is finally proving it. So let's break this down signal by signal. You scold your cat. They knocked over a plant. Again. And what do? They sit down, turn their back to you, start grooming themselves like you don't even exist. Your reaction? Oh, so now you're giving me the silent treatment? Stop. Right there. Here's what's actually happening. In the wild, a direct stare between predators is a declaration of war. It's a challenge. So when your cat breaks eye contact, turns away, and grooms itself, that is a calming signal. It's a de-escalation tactic. They are literally saying, "I am not your enemy. I don't want to fight." Think about it from their perspective. You, a giant creature 10 times their size, are radiating anger. And instead of bolting, they are staying calm and communicating peace. That's not attitude. That is emotional intelligence. Next time your cat ignores you after a scolding, take a breath. They're trying to reset the room. Okay, so they've done the look away. Now here's what comes next, and this one is subtle. After a tense moment, your cat doesn't cuddle up to you, but they also don't leave. They just exist near you. On the far end of the couch, in the doorway, under the coffee table. And we think if they were really sorry, they'd come over and cuddle. But that is a dog brain expectation placed on a cat. Cats are solitary hunters. They don't need proximity the way pack animals do. So when your cat voluntarily chooses to stay in the same space as a potential threat, you, while you're angry, that is a huge deal. Researchers call this proximity maintenance, and it's basically your cat saying, "I'm not leaving. I'm here. Whenever you're ready, I'm waiting." It's a passive apology, a silent olive branch. So if your cat follows you to the kitchen but sits 3 feet away, not demanding anything, don't brush them off. They're showing up. Acknowledge that. All right, you've probably heard about the slow blink. It means your cat loves you. Sure, but let me give you the version that actually blows your mind. A study from the University of Sussex found that the slow blink isn't just a gesture of affection. It's a physiological reset. Here's the deal. When you're angry or stressed, your whole body broadcasts it. Tension in your shoulders. Your voice changes. You even smell different to your cat. They're picking up all of it. Now, a predator never closes its eyes in front of a threat. Never. It's one of the most vulnerable things they can do. So when your cat looks directly at you after a fight and slowly closes their eyes, they are choosing vulnerability on purpose. They are saying, "I trust you. We're okay. Let's come back to each other." And here's the part most people miss. If you return that slow blink, your cat's cortisol levels measurably drop. It's a biochemical feedback loop. They calm you, you calm them. But if you ignore it, your cat registers the attempt as failed, and their anxiety spikes. So please, if your cat slow blinks at you after tension, blink back. That one small gesture does more than 5 minutes of talking ever could. Watch your cat's tail the next time they approach you after a disagreement. A fully upright tail means, "I want to interact. That's the base signal. But look at the tip. Is it curved over at the top? Like a little question mark or a shepherd's crook. That curve, that's not random. That is a specific diplomatic signal. In feline body language, that hook literally means, may I come closer? Are we okay? They are walking up to you and asking permission to re-enter your personal space. If they brush against your leg with that question mark tail and you respond, pet them gently, speak softly, you've answered yes. You've accepted the apology. If you ignore them, they often retreat, confused and deflated. Such a small thing. Such enormous meaning. That tiny curve is your cat saying, can we be friends again? Here's a myth I need to obliterate right now. Purring does not only mean happiness. Veterinarians have known for years that cats purr when they're injured, scared, stressed, and even dying. Why? Because purring at frequencies between 20 and 140 hertz has actual therapeutic properties. It promotes bone and tissue healing. That's not a metaphor. That's physiology. But there's another type of purr called a solicitation purr, and this one is specifically social. After a conflict, your cat might approach you and begin purring intensely, almost vibrating. But there's no playful energy, no bouncing around, no hunting behavior. That purr is not, I'm happy. That purr is, I am self-healing from the stress of this fight, and I am trying to help you heal too. They are using frequency to lower both of your heart rates, to bring the emotional temperature back down. Don't shoo them away assuming they just want food. In that moment, they are offering you sonic comfort. Let them. Before we get into the last 5, which are honestly the most fascinating ones, I want to hear from you. Does your cat use any of these signals? Do they slow blink you after a rough day? Do they shadow you around the house? Drop it in the comments. Seriously, I read every single one, and your stories make this community something special. All right, back into it, because sign 6 involves chemistry, literal chemistry. You've just scolded your cat, and then they walk up and start aggressively rubbing their cheek against your hand, or they headbutt your shin like they're trying to knock it over. Cute, right? But there is so much more happening here. This is called bunting, and it's biological. Cats have scent glands on their cheeks, forehead, and chin. Those glands release pheromones that mark things as safe, familiar, and theirs. When you're angry, you smell different. Your body chemistry shifts. To your cat, you no longer smell like they're human. You smell like a stranger, like conflict. So when they bunt against you, they are rewriting your scent. They are depositing their chemical signature back onto you to restore the group scent. The shared smell that says we belong to each other. It is an act of reclamation, of reassurance. You don't smell like my human right now, so I'm gonna fix that. I mean, how is that not the most touching thing you've ever heard? You're fuming. Maybe you just had a fight with your partner or a rough day at work, and your cat strolls over and just plants themselves on your chest. Full weight, not moving. Most people think they're being demanding. They want attention. Nope. In occupational therapy, we use weighted blankets to calm anxiety. The gentle pressure activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode that counters the stress response. Your cat figured this out on their own, probably thousands of years ago. When your cat physically imposes themselves on your body after tension, that is emotional first aid. They are using their weight as an anchor to pull you back to calm. They are saying, I'm not leaving until you've settled down. I've got you. The next time your cat sits on you uninvited, consider that maybe, just maybe, they're taking care of you. You're sitting there, still a little annoyed, and your cat drops their favorite toy on your foot. Do not, I repeat, do not toss it aside and assume they want to play. Context is everything. In feral cat colonies, sharing food and resources is the ultimate gesture of belonging. It signals, you are in my group. I value this relationship more than I value this resource. So when your cat brings you their favorite toy, specifically after a moment of tension, they are making a sacrifice. That toy is not a game invitation. That toy is an olive branch. The correct response? Pick it up, look at it, say thank you, out loud, genuinely. You have just accepted their formal apology. The relationship has been repaired. Wild, right? Diplomacy in a toy mouse. This one is ancient. In cat colonies, grooming, called allo-grooming, is only given to individuals they consider true family, not acquaintances, family. And here's the neuroscience. Licking releases endorphins in both the giver and the receiver's brain. It's a mutual pleasure response. So after a conflict, when your cat gently licks your hand or nibbles your hair, they are performing a ritual of reconciliation that goes back millions of years of evolution. They are washing away the scent of conflict, reapplying their signature, essentially saying, "You are mine. I am yours. That fight is over. It didn't happen." If you pull away in that moment, out of reflex or annoyance, you are, in your cat's mind, rejecting the peace treaty. Let it happen, even for 5 seconds. That small act of acceptance means more to your cat than you can imagine. Okay, we're here. Sign 10, the one I warned you about. Your cat just did something wrong. You scolded them, and then they flop over and show you their belly. Oh, they want belly rubs. They're being cute. Please do not touch the belly. I know, it looks like an invitation. It is not. Here's the reality. The belly is where a cat's vital organs are. It is the most vulnerable part of their body. Exposing it is not playful. It is an act of extreme submission. Your cat is saying, "I surrender. Look, I am completely defenseless. I am trusting you completely. Please don't hurt me." That is not a request for physical contact. That is a declaration of total vulnerability. And when you immediately reach in to touch it, to them, from an evolutionary standpoint, you have just violated a peace offering. You exploited their moment of vulnerability. That's why they bite. Not because they're fake, not because they lured you in, because they showed you everything, and you took advantage. The correct response to a post-conflict belly exposure? Don't touch. Look at them, give a slow blink. Say softly, "It's okay, we're good." Respecting that boundary, that is the greatest apology you can give back to your cat. Leonardo da Vinci once said, "Even the smallest feline is a masterpiece." And after everything we just covered, I think we finally understand why. Cats aren't cold. They aren't indifferent. They aren't aloof. They are subtle. They are complex. And they are genuinely trying to keep the bond with you alive every single day in ways we never bothered to learn. Every time your cat chooses to stay in the room instead of walking away, every slow blink, every quiet approach after tension, every toy dropped at your feet, they are choosing connection over conflict. The question is, are we choosing the same? Now, if this video made you see your cat differently, share it with a fellow cat lover, because this information changes things. And if you're ready to go deeper, click the video on screen right now, because next, we're covering the 9 invisible habits that you might be doing every day that are silently raising your cat's stress levels without you even realizing it. You want to understand your cat's apologies? You also need to know when you're accidentally the one breaking the bond. See you in the next one.